Pokemon Go, the game that got all of us out of the house and onto the streets on the hunt for some Pikachus and big-lipped baddies. There was no game that did what Pokemon Go did. Not only did it get your average Brody who thought Pokemon was for dorks to play a Pokemon game, but it got gamers out of the house, onto hiking trails, and physically closer to a stick of deodorant than ever before. Did I use the stick? Did they use the stick of deodorant? No. They didn't. But the game wasn't all sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. And even though Pokemon Go wanted to be a good thing, it had some downsides that made it contradict itself. And I'm not talking about the whole getting struck by cars phenomenon, or the kidnapping phenomenon, or the child predator phenomenon, or the mug. I want to start off by delving into what made Pokemon Go a catch. By the way, since the game is from 2016, I'm going to be sprinkling in some humor from that time throughout the video. Starting with when you thought she was bae, but it turns out she's on Team Valor. Even without raids being in the game in 2016, Pokemon Go brought people together. This was the big, beautiful thing the game did. But when I bring people together, like let's say a bartender with a mobile bar and a group of people who happen to be in an AA meeting, it's somehow not beautiful. Players would bump into each other in the wild. They'd gather around Pokestops and they'd help each other out. The first weekend the game came out, I remember walking to the park by my house with some of my friends, and when we got there, someone was telling us there was a Squirtle by the YMCA pool. I asked the guy if he wanted to see a real-life Squirtle and pulled out the blue turtle carcass. Well, at the time I didn't realize it was already a carcass, and I showed him the real-life Squirtle that I made. Pokemon Go let us share this beautiful moment together. What really solidified the community aspect is when Pokemon Go became a routine and you started to see the same people. Hey shorty, you must have used Confuse Ray, because I don't know where the fuck I am right now. Players started making friends and bumping into each other every day while doing them daily grinds. And the most important thing about these daily grinds is that they were mostly based on walking. If Americans weren't already convinced in the 90s that Pokemon was the devil's work, this surely convinced them. The average American walks 3,000 to 4,000 steps a day. Anything under 5,000 steps is considered a sedentary lifestyle and can eventually lead to jaundice. Okay, that part isn't true. I just wanted to add some more urgency to the situation. I feel like that brought down the mood a little bit, so let's lighten it up with a joke. If Jeffrey Epstein was a Pokemon, he would be flying psychic type. Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. Because he uses hypnosis and fly on the daily. And folks, don't look up the name of his airplane. Community, goal setting, and exercise were all just components of what made Pokemon Go truly special. It got people outdoors. People hiked, they got their bodies moving, they found a body or two, they discovered new parts of their town, and they met new people. We were all getting outside and enjoying the great outdoors. But were we really? All these things are truly great. There's never been a game that did all these things to the American public. Nintendo has been trying to get us off our asses for decades to no avail. The issue was, people weren't really taking in their surroundings. In fact, they were taking in so little of their surroundings, they were constantly getting struck by cars. When exploring the great outdoors with Pokemon Go, you have to be tied to your phone. You're constantly looking down at it to catch Pokemon. It buzzes every 2 minutes when another ugly-ass, stupid-ass Mankey spawns. That's Ed Sheeran is the gay little Mankey, and you're still getting your usual notifications and distractions on your phone. People took hikes, but their phone was the priority, which kind of defeats the purpose of a hike. Yes, it's great you're outdoors, but you're bringing a power bank and all this gear to coddle your phone. You're not disconnecting and appreciating the world the way it is. You're gamifying being human. Instead of trying to catch a Caterpie in Pokemon Go, why not catch a caterpillar in real life? You want a Pidgey? Just pluck a little bird out of its home. You're trying to catch a Jinx? This one's probably a little better off without a quip. The whole concept of Pokemon Go being on your phone means that it's instantly plagued with the addictive design that comes with being a phone game. It's distracting you from your beautiful surroundings. It's asking you to check it every day and constantly buzzing when you do. It's just trying to create a cycle of addiction. Not to mention the horrible monetization practices that it used that people try to fight against, we can't forget Pokemon Go is an iPhone game after all. Going back to the community thing, during COVID, my brother and I would drive to the YMCA and do the gyms and Pokestops down there. Cool, right? Cool until two local bullies started taking over our gyms and replacing our Pokemon with shiny versions of them. These jerkheads would take our gyms in the middle of the night and then flex on us. No, it was actually really funny. It was a fun rivalry. I would check in every couple of years on the game to see if they're still dominating the local gyms, and it would warm my heart a little bit every time I saw them. Unfortunately, I stopped seeing them on there a few years ago, and I don't really know what happened. Maybe they moved away or something, but you know what? Let's take a quick peek. Pokemon Go to the polls. Nothing was more embarrassing than pulling out your phone in public and that theme song, that loading screen music would be fucking blasting. I can't find them. Just can't find them. You know, I was so mad when it would happen. So angry every time they flexed on us, every time they took our gym, our hard work ripped from my fingertips. But now that they're gone, I can't help but miss those times. There's nothing that would make me happier than having my gym taken over by them right now. Pokemon Go got stuck in this weird place of wanting to help people go outside, be active, come together, while also trying to get them addicted to their phone and to spend money on the game. I think there's a way we can make it so that the pros outweigh the cons. The big issue is the whole phone thing. If only there was a standalone device that let you take in your environment while still being immersed into another world. Something that you can engage with while still seeing in front of you. That's just the Apple Vision Pro. I hate to admit it, but that would be really fun. Imagine they tweaked the game a little to work with the headset and Pokemon would just appear like they did in the first trailer. You wouldn't have to take out your phone or anything. The Pokemon would just integrate with your environment and you could throw a Pokeball with your hands. The whole squad hunting down a Jinx in central LA with their Apple Vision Pro headsets on would be so cool and not concerning or scary to see from the outside. Hey, Pokemon Company, have your people get in contact with my people. Let's workshop something. Pokemon Go is a paradox. It wants to be good to you and get you active, but it doesn't want you to get so active that you go and enjoy the outdoors without it. That first trailer they dropped genuinely had me shitting my pants. And by genuinely, I mean figuratively. Those first few weeks after the game launched were truly magical. It was such a time to be alive. After a while though, the game kind of lost its charm, especially if you lived in the suburbs and didn't have a car. You don't see people out and about playing it anymore. There's no more of that community that made the game so special. At least where I am. Maybe wherever you live, Pokemon Go still has its shooters. Shout out to my Team Yellowheads. Team Instinct, I think. I really do hope we see Pokemon Go make a comeback eventually, whether it's through like a cheaper Apple Vision Pro kind of thing or something completely new. Until then, throw a curveball at that subscribe button for weekly videos, check out the clothing I made, and thank you for watching.